People, how are we doing? Again, another people, how are we doing? Yet again, another very, very late video to the party. Right, I'm doing my Premier League predictions. Obviously, the league started. Right, it's nearly game week 2. I'm aware of that. I've got 89 points on my fantasy Premier League for the first week. I want to throw it out there, right? That's good going. Anyway, yeah, this is very late. I'm aware it's late, but the predictions I made before I went to the AJ fight in London, which was Saturday. I would have made it Thursday probably because early Friday because I left on Friday, right? So I haven't changed them since. Since then, there have been some developments. Kane has left, right? That's how I made it. I made it before Kane left, right? So that sort of alters things. Liverpool, Caicedo and Lavia hasn't happened. Chelsea, Caicedo and Lavia have got. You see what I'm saying? So things have changed, right? Nevertheless, on we go. Haven't changed my predictions. I'm staying true to what I thought. I'm not going to start, oh, one weekend. Like, no, this is what I thought. But going down, I've got 20th, 19th, and 18th. I've got Luton, Sheffield, and Wolves. Now, the first two, Luton, Sheffield, most people will have them, yeah? Whether it's 20th, 19th, or 19th, whatever sort of who's where, doesn't matter. They're probably the bottom two for almost everyone, right? Luton just look, it's great, and it would be a fairy tale ending if it can stay up, but unfortunately, fairy tales aren't real. Kenilworth Road's just not a Premier League stadium. You've got players that, and look, fair play to them. You've got players that have come up from League Two, yeah, League Two, League Championship, bang, and it's fair play to them, all well and good, but um, there's a massive gulf between Championship and Premier League, as I think we've seen Sheffield, one of the worst leagues, right? Uh, Seasons rather go down. So enough said. Wolves perhaps a bit of a surprising one, but I just think last year I was torn between Wolves and Everton. I think Bournemouth, Burnley, that'd be fine. I was torn between Wolves and Everton. In the end, I went Wolves. Do you know what it is? I was really torn. I think ultimately, I just think Everton's too big a club. That's kind of my main reasoning, right? Wolves will save by skin their teeth, as were Everton. Don't get me wrong, but I just think Everton's too big a club. They've never left the Premier League in that era, sort of thing. I just think they're too big a club to go down and play Championship football. We'll soon see, won't we? I don't think that'll happen, right? So that's my bottom three, right? Then we've got 17th, 16th. The next one's Everton 17th. Again, I was torn between them and Wolves. So Everton, kind of gone over them already. Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth didn't look great. You know what I mean? So I think they'll be kind of there. I think some of these teams can be, swapped around. I got Forest above Bournemouth, I got Forest in 15th. Now they could sort of, switch with Bournemouth kind of thing. I think if you said to Forest fans, you're going to get 15th, you're going to get 16th this season, most would have taken it, right? I think that's fair to say. So I think that was good for Forest. I don't think that was bad at all. Um, I've got Fulham, which they're all right. Another London side. They're pretty mid-table, 14th, like towards the bottom mid-table. I've got Palace above that. I think Palace they're losing a lot of players, and they're not replacing them, right? I think obviously Fulham, for example, losing Mitrovic. I think the whole Saudi thing's dangerous. Yeah, I think Palace, like I said, losing a lot of players, and they're not really replacing them. There's only so much certain players can do. Above them, we've got West Ham, similar story. They've lost quite a few players. They've lost Rice and things like that, and I just don't think they've got anyone that can save them. They're going to be playing European football, and it's just not sure they've got it in them. Do you know what I mean? They've got them 12th, and above them got Burnley. I think Burnley going to have a really good season. I think 11th is a good season, right? Mid-table, you're doing good. Um, I just think they're going really well. I think the way they stormed over Championship, the way they did, and they got company as a manager. He's a good manager, clearly. Um, this was before their outing against City, which they looked good in. Playing treble winners, champions of Europe and England. Like no one would expect them to win. So I think they look good. I think they're going to finish 11th. I think they'll stay up comfortably and fair play to them. Then above them, 10th, got Brentford. I don't know what it is. Brentford and Brighton are the two teams. I think they just find a way. They just find a way. I don't know how. I don't know a single Brentford supporter, but they find a way. And yeah, I think they'll do good. I think they'll finish 10th. I think that's where I finish, right? Above them, I've got Spurs in ninth. This is before they lost Harry Kane. They could potentially finish a bit lower now. Probably not. I don't know who I'd put them below. I think Kane, when he was there, obviously provided a massive help. I think now that he's gone, I think it's like Haaland with City, right? Haaland with City. I think it's one of those ones that Haaland's the main goal scorer. He's so good for that team. But if he goes, they're still going to win the treble last year. Do you know what I mean? They scored 94 goals last season with Haaland. They scored 99 the season before, which is Haaland's that target man. I think it's similar to that. Kane's a phenomenal player. In my opinion, one of the best, if not the best striker in the world, right? I just think Kane, I mean, what he did for Spurs last year, I think this year they'll fight. I don't know why. I just think they're going to, 9% good, but I think they'll find a way to just do all right. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, above them, Chelsea. This was before they'd signed Caicedo, Lavia. More. They made more signings. Was it Sanchez? And you're thinking, yeah, I think Chelsea should, with the money they've spent and the signings they've made, win the league. Right? They're not gonna, but they should be. It's a failure if they don't get top four. Should win the league, not gonna, but if they don't get top four, that is a failure. You don't spend nearly £1 billion on the transfer market and not get top four. But yeah, so I've got an 8. That would be higher now. Probably still outside the top. I'd probably still have them 6th or 7th. Maybe 6th. I'd put them 7th. They're 8th though. I think I'm not changing this, right? I got 7th. I got Brighton again. This is before they lost Caicedo. They'd lost McAllister. Thing is at Brighton, they just always found a way. Again, same as with Brentford. They just get through it. You know what I mean? So there's that, and obviously now I've lost Caicedo, and I think Rayo's left, isn't he? For Arsenal. But I still think they found a way. That's why I think now I'd probably switch with Chelsea, but don't think I'd put below Spurs. Certainly not below Brentford. So in and around, right? Above them, I've got Villa. I think they look good. I think Emery's one of the best managers in the league. I think he's third best. I think you got Klopp. Well, you got Pep, right? Pep, Klopp. They're top two. Pep, Klopp, and then I think you got Unai Emery, and my Arteta's in that conversation now, right? But I think Unai Emery is sort of there, third best. I think they get making some good signings. They're looking good. I think they got smashed. Obviously, just seen them got smashed. Was it 4-1 by Newcastle? Fair play to Newcastle. Um, but I think that's gonna hold. I think I'll come back from that. I wouldn't worry. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, then I've got Newcastle. Sorry, Villa. Then I've got Newcastle. They made some good signings, some clever signings. Nothing crazy on outlandish. Just a few to build on. The worry for me is obviously they've got European football, Champions League football this year. So more fixtures. Have they got the depth there? I don't know. But they've got the quality there. And I think looking at how Liverpool did the few seasons just gone, we didn't have the depth. Let's be honest, we didn't have the depth. And we still won the league and we've still won the Champions League whilst playing Champions League every year. You're starting to see the effects of that now with an aging squad. I haven't quite got the legs in them, I haven't quite got the depth to supplement them. Do you know what I mean? And I think last year we suffered that as well as teams obviously figuring us out. Yeah, so I think last year we kind of suffered that, right? Obviously finishing fifth, but Newcastle aren't at that stage yet. And they're a new team, they're an exciting team. They've got players like Tonali right off the gun, scoring a goal, dismantled Villa. So I got fifth, right? And I've got Man U. Okay, so you know our top three are. Then I got Man U fourth. Hoyland, I don't understand why you don't just spend the extra money and get Kane. So much better. You got Hoyland. He's not. We'll see. I might have to regret it, but he's not the level I think you want, right? And yeah, you got Mount, and you got kind of the signings that look good, and you got depth. I think Onana's a good signing, although it was definitely a penalty on the weekend. Yeah, I got them third. I don't think they'll win it. I don't think they'll come second. I think third, maybe fourth again. But third or fourth, sort of, changing. Anyway, I think that's that one. Top three, right? I've gone City to win. Obvious reasons. They're losing players, sure, but they're City. They'll find a way. The window's not over. I wouldn't even put it past past them to get a couple more signings through the door. Brian's injured, but again, window's open, right? Guardiola, insane signing, and Kovacic. I've gone, which I would swap this now, but I've gone Liverpool Arsenal. I would go Arsenal Liverpool now. I still think we got third, right? I mean, look, defensively a shambles. Drew to Chelsea, missing our signings, defensively a shambles, but the window's not over. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more signings in, a centre back, right? Maybe a right back and put Trent into the sort of a box midfield. Don't know with Szoboszlai, McAllister, Trent, and I think we're signing that Japanese guy Endo. But it doesn't look good, does it? I think I'd change this. I support Liverpool. A bit of bias coming in. Whack a second. We'll challenge the title. No, I think Arsenal. The Arsenal they just look good, don't they? They look so good. They've made some clever signings, good signings. Um, so yeah, I've got Arsenal third, Liverpool second, and City first. I do think I'd switch it now, but I can't. The City are still going to win. I think they will be challenged. I think it's going to go two ways. Either City are just going to run away with it, right? They're going to run away with it. You're going to have City so far clear, and then you're going to have like Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man U, all competing for that second spot, taking points off one another, right? Which is only going to increase. So that's what I'm saying. City's leads are only going to increase, right? City are going to come will be taking points off each other to compete for second place. They'll just because of that they'll keep growing the lead and doing well. So City are going to fucking run away with it, and we'll be competing with each other. Or it's going to be really close, and like the top 4 or 5 is going to go right to deadline day. I can see City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man U, Newcastle. I can even see Chelsea or Villa squeezing into it, and it going right, the whole way, which is what I'm hoping for. It to be competitive again, especially now De Bruyne's injured. You've got they've lost quite a few players like captain Gundogan, but I just think Pep City, the money, they're a machine, aren't they? So anyway, that's that. Thank you very much for watching, people. Take care, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Take it easy.